slant and needlessly hyped when it comes to political cases by politicians for their own selfish reasons. And I will say this, what the Supreme Court did today, they've not done anything or said anything new. What they've done is to restate the principles of law, which every lawyer ought to know. The Supreme Court is the final court, made final by the Constitution, the organic law of the country. Section 235 or so reinforces the finality of the Supreme Court. And as far back as 86 or 87, as I can remember, Supreme Court had consistently stated that it is a final court and its decisions are not subject to review. Or even if they will be subject to review in very limited circumstances. That decision, the Constitution makes them final and they remain final. The decision cannot just be, you can't just approach them to overturn what they made yesterday.
You mentioned the political interpretations by the politicians, but shouldn't their lawyers have known better?
Well, that's a very, very good question. The lawyers ought to know better. The Supreme Court had consistently stated that we are final, not because we are infallible, but we are infallible because we are final. Any decision given by the Supreme Court, when any right vested in those decisions or in that decision remains vested, any rights divested remain divested. Any judgment given by the Supreme Court, your appeal only lies to the courts of heaven, where God has adjourned all sittings till the last days.
So what is the implication of today's pronouncement?
The implication of today's pronouncement, perhaps, for the lawyers, is it will remind us of our sacred duty to the courts and our obligations to the interest of justice, to the cause of justice. To the politicians, perhaps it's a warning that they should stay in their place. They've done so much damage that is incalculable, that you cannot estimate. Incalculable damage to the judiciary and by extension to the image of this country. You would not find anything that has messed up the Nigerian judicial system like political cases.
So do you think, in the face of the pending reviews that we know are still coming, do you think that perhaps lawyers will be forced to withdraw as a result of this judgment?
I hope they will take the hint. Having regard to the decision of today, I think I'll say a word is enough for the wise. Or it should be enough for the wise.
I was just about to say, will it really be enough? Or do you think that going forward we could see this sort of application for reviews again?
Application for reviews, you will find out that it is only in political cases you get this type of thing. Application for review are rare bets. Before the Supreme Court are rare bets, which hardly fly. And when they fly, not at this altitude. The application for review is not something you do lightly. It's something a lawyer will do with a lot of trepidation before the Supreme Court. You must also bear one fact in mind. The Supreme Court is not a trial court. It's a reviewing court. A trial judge has given a judgment. It goes through the Court of Appeal. 3 judges looks at it. Then, when it gets to Supreme Court by way of appeal, you find 5 or 7 people looking at it. They were not the trial court. What they did is they were acting in their supervisory jurisdiction, appellate jurisdiction, and so people forget that the Supreme Court did not decide the matter from the beginning. So it came to them by way of review. And having done their job, the Constitution, which is the organic law, made them final.
Well, it's a fine place to leave it. We have to thank you for sharing your thoughts with us tonight on the News at 10. Mr. Rotimi Ogweso is a senior advocate of Nigeria. Thank you for coming on the News at 10 tonight.
Thank you for having me.